Good morning and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be making sandwiches from scratch. Kind of from scratch, but it's very exciting. So let's do it. So I started by uploading this Pegasus image into XCS and changed the size. And then I selected score and I added a circle shape, which I then made smaller. And at the end I made it even smaller, and I basically copied this circle and added it to the hooves and to the belly and also the tail and the wing. Then I selected the whole Pegasus and went on to offset, and I selected outer shapes only, and then I noticed what the belly looks like, which I didn't like, so I cancelled this one. And then I deleted the three circles that were like on the bottom of the belly, and I put just one in the middle of the belly, close to the edge, like close to the offset. And yeah, I selected offset again and I confirmed this one, and then I had to move some of the circles slightly so they are closer to the offset, so you can see the little circle in the tail and also in the wing. And then I had to delete the offset again because I forgot to add the loops for the chain, so I added the little circles as loops and then again created an offset for the whole Pegasus. And here you can see my settings. This is cut, score, and off we go to the machine. So I'm using P2 machine from xTool and also xTool clear acrylic. It's still got the backing on the bottom, the paper backing. And then this is what it looks like in xTool Creative Space. I used the close capture view just to check that it's not too close to the edge. And it took 4 minutes and 35 or something seconds. And here is the machine doing its job. A brilliant job, I may say. That's my nose. So it's scoring it at the moment and now it's cutting it. And it's finished. Beautiful, look at that cut. Amazing. And then I washed it with water and I peeled off the backing, as you can see, which was satisfying. Very satisfying indeed. Next I used this masking tape. I've got this big roll and a roller, and I covered the scored side of the horse because, well, we'll be doing something and I don't want any of the colors that I'm going to be using to get into the ridges of the engraving or scoring. So I'm just going to cut around it roughly. And as I'm doing this, I just wanted to say that I have recorded the whole process of me using the colors, but I lost the file. So I'm going to be doing this beautiful little cloud the same way as I did the horse, and then I'll show you what the horse looks like. But it's really annoying. It corrupted in my camera and I can't recover it. Anyways, I'm using a paper tissue and this alcohol like disinfectant thing. I usually use rubbing alcohol, but I couldn't find it, so I'm just using this and I'm wiping the cloud and I'm leaving it a little bit wet from the alcohol, so it's not completely dry. I'm using the alcohol inks and they are kind of like moving nicely on the cloud. and if one of the colors was like eating too much into the other color next to it, I would use a corner of a wipe and I would just like let it soak into the wipe. And now I'm using a dotting tool and I'm adding a little bit of the alcohol ink, and I'm just like putting some little dots here and there, and you can see like if the drop is too big or kind of big, then it makes a big circle. If it's little, then it makes teeny tiny circles. And I think it's a great way to like add little details with the alcohol inks. The only thing is, just use color combinations that are gonna make like a nice color because sometimes I don't think about the placement of the colors, and then it ends up being like a muddy, horrible color. I mean, somebody might like it, but I don't. I like nice bright colors. So for example, if I was going to put the orange next to the blue, it would make brown or almost black. So this is what it looks like, and yeah, I'm gonna let it set for a bit, and this is the horse. It looks beautiful, but I'm gonna add some more details to it because, yeah, because I wanted to add more details. So again, using the dotting tool, and I think I'm adding either pink, yeah, pink little dots, and you can see how they like expand in the ink. It looks really cool. It's such a satisfying process, like when you look at it. And now I'm going over the painted side with a heat gun. I'm actually going really slowly. This is sped up. I've heard somewhere that it helps the ink set, and I don't know if it's true or not. It didn't set like completely, and I mean, it's kind of water resistant, but it's not the best. Then I flip the horse and I'm going into the ridges of the engraving with an acrylic paint pen, and I'm kind of wiping it as I go because I don't want it to dry too much in the areas where I don't want it to dry. So yeah, so I'm going over like all the ridges with a pen and wiping it off. And then I went over them again, so it made a really nice, bright, kind of like engraving. It looks beautiful, in my opinion. You could use black or gold or whatever. I wanted to use white. And this is the alcohol again, and I'm using a paper towel, and I'm just wiping any excess paint off. Don't do it on the side where you have the inks, because you would smudge all the inks. It does need to be varnished, but I'm gonna be testing the varnishes later. And here I am adding the crystals, which is my favorite part. Always my favorite part, because they are so sparkly and beautiful. I have like a big pile right next to me, which you can't see because I'm trying to keep it tidy and aesthetically pleasing. And here is where I kind of realized that I could add the teardrops onto the hexagons. Are they hexagons? And so I did that, and I thought it was looking gorgeous. Yeah, looking at it now, doing the voiceover, it does look beautiful. And then I added this cool chain, which I would love to buy from somewhere, but I can't find it anywhere anymore. So this one is finished. And here I am again designing the cloud. And so I started with these teardrops, then I thought maybe hexagon and teardrop, but I didn't have any other hexagons, well, like a colorful ones. So I went for these hearts, and I thought that looked amazing, but I couldn't fit my jump rings through them, and I couldn't be bothered like wire wrapping them. So again, that is not gonna happen. Then I had these hexagons, but again, these were sort of thicker. They were a different kind, and they were thicker, and like I couldn't fit my jump rings through them unless I was gonna use like massive ones, which I didn't want to do. And so I ended up with the design that I started with. And with this one, I just added a simple chain to the loop on the top. Look at that. I think these hooks are for like Christmas decorations. And I added a jump ring so that the chain doesn't come off. I'm so clever. And now enjoy this beautiful show of sparkles and colors. Now I would like to say that there are ways to varnish the alcohol inks. I have seen other people use like special varnishes. I have ordered one from Amazon, so I will try it and I will let you know if it worked for me. On one of the sun catchers that I made previously, I used a clear spray varnish which dries really fast, and it sort of worked. I mean, it worked. It varnished it. I gave it like 3 coats and it did work, but it changed the texture of the inks ever so slightly. I didn't like it, so I'm not going to recommend this varnish. I would like to do more crafts with alcohol inks. I think they are amazing, and I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think these sun catchers look absolutely amazing. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then give it a like. Let me know if you have any idea how to varnish alcohol inks, something that works for you. And if you would like to see more crafts like this in the future, then don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!